we come to this world and we live many lifetimes in this world. So when we come to the point of, let's say, this particular birth, then there is a lot of history behind. Meaning I had a previous life, before that previous life I had a life before, and another so many lifetimes before. And I'm carrying certain activities or certain karma, because karma is the reaction of previous activities. I'm carrying a certain load of karma with me. So that is one aspect. So if something happens to me or to my father or to my family member, although he is a good person, he may appear to be a good person, he may appear to have helped so many people, and still, for example, an accident happens to him. So, you know, it can be compared that when you enter into a cinema hall and a film is already running, then the film, when you enter at a certain stage, you think, oh, this is a good person in the film, this is a bad person. But when you enter in the middle of the film, then when you have seen the whole film, you can understand why these things, these scenarios are happening in the film. But when you enter in the middle of the film, it's more difficult to understand what's really happening there. So at the same time, here also we have so many previous lifetimes. So if something happens in this lifetime from what I deserve from a previous life, that is one possibility that this happens even if I'm so-called a good person now. Maybe in my previous life I did some bad things and I get a reaction for that. Another thing is that, like in the life of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada was a pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of the Lord. So why is it that his business, because he had all the talent and he was in the beginning very successful as a businessman, but then at a certain point when he wanted to establish a congregation within India, in Jhansi, then he was totally unsuccessful. His shop was completely robbed. His wife was giving him a difficult time, selling his Bhagavatam, what he had carefully written, and in Jhansi they were promised the property. Property was suddenly taken away. So why do bad things happen to good people? Because also the Lord had his plans. The Lord wanted Srila Prabhupada to do a big thing in this world, and that's why he did not allow him to be a successful businessman. He took away that ability to be a good businessman because the Lord had a higher mission for him. So there are different reasons why things can happen, why so-called bad things can happen to good people, but because we don't have the complete picture, just like we didn't see the whole film, so we cannot judge. So for this reason, we have to understand that the Lord is behind everything. And if we take to spiritual life and something happens to us, the Lord has a particular reason. Nothing happens by accident. Over and above that point, that bad things happen to good people, nothing happens without the Lord's sanction, and the Lord can have a specific meaning when something happens to somebody.